Alola everybody! Hey Pokemon champions, what's going on? It's DarkBlaze here, and welcome to another episode of Storytime. So, the last time I was doing this, I was telling you guys about my fun adventures in HeartGold in the Johto region. But this time, since old Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have been released a few weeks ago, I'm going to tell you guys what happened in my amazing journey through Pokemon Sun in the Alola region. So if you guys want to find out more about what happened on this crazy journey, then grab some friends, grab some snacks, and let's go, guys.
Pokemon Master! I choose you!
Alright Pokemon champions, let's get right into it. So, before I really get into the story, I gotta mention that when I started playing Pokemon Sun, it was the first time I had gotten into a main series Pokemon game in quite a while. The last main series Pokemon game I played being Pokemon Y. So it's been about, I'd say about 3 to 4 years since the last time I really played a main series Pokemon game, or any Pokemon game at all for that matter. And getting back into this was just a really fun experience, and I had a lot more knowledge going in. But the adventure was kind of spoiled because I watched YouTube videos on it, so I did know some stuff, but a lot of stuff was still surprising, a lot of stuff was still awesome to see and experience, but it was just a fresh feeling. So a big reason as to why I like these games was because it was a very fresh feeling going into the adventure. I knew what a Pokemon adventure was about, and it was a great way for me to build my team. I looked at the games differently. So enough of that, let's get into my story. I started, like every other Pokemon trainer in the Alola region, stuttering again today guys, gosh, it's horrible this week, but I started out in Melee Island. So started out, we met Professor Kukui, we saw Hau, and getting Rowlet. Ever since I first saw the Pokemon Sun leaks and trailers, I was always hashtag Team Rowlet. It was always awesome to be on Team Rowlet. I loved Rowlet, so that was my starter. And seeing this cute little fluffy owl that was so round and cuddly, it was amazing. I loved it. And we keep going, and we get to Plank Bridge. This bridge had such an amazing event tied to it, with Nebby being attacked by Spearow, and the callback to Pikachu getting attacked by Spearow was just amazing. And then we get rescued by the savior himself, Tapu Koko. It was amazing. He just swoops down, catches you, brings you back up, and just says, "Yes, I've saved your life. You will repay me. I'm awesome. Good day." It's awesome. I love Tapu Koko. Like, he is the best Tapu out of the 4, and it's mainly for that reason. And we keep going on the adventure. It's great. We see Lillie, we see Kahuna Hala, we have our first rival battle, and I gotta say, Hau was an amazing character, a real amazing character. He was a friendly rival, but someone who kind of always had to catch up to you, and the fights between you and Hau were just amazing. It was just, you get to see how much Hau has grown, his Pokemon. It was amazing that he chose a Pikachu early on. It was awesome to see him have a Pikachu that later evolved into Alolan Raichu. That, to me, was just amazing to see. You get to battle one of the best OG Pokemon, Raichu, over and over and over, and it's just amazing. And it usually leads off with Raichu, and it's just awesome. And going through Melee Island, seeing Tauros, getting the Tauros ride pager, that was amazing. Being able to ride these Pokemon, just, I loved the experience of riding Mamoswine, Go-Go, Rhyhorn, riding those Pokemon in the Kalos region. That was an amazing feeling. So to do it again, but at any point in the game to ride Tauros, Lapras, Sharpedo, that was just, it was an amazing experience. It was so awesome to be on these Pokemon. And the only thing that I had a complaint with was with Charizard. With Charizard, now I haven't played Omega Ruby yet, I gotta play that soon, and I'll do a story time with it. But with Charizard, I wish they had done something similar to Latios and Latias, where instead of just riding Charizard to get to a previous destination, or to get where you need to go, being able to actually ride in the skies of Alola, traveling through the Alola region and picking your destination, and explore new areas that weren't accessible in the beginning of the game. That was something I wish I could have done, because I was so excited, oh, we get to ride Charizard. you know, it's gonna be, oh, we're just gonna fly around and everything. But no, it's just get on Charizard and get off of Charizard. That was a big letdown, or a big disappointment, I should say. But that was minor. That was very minor. So we're going through Mele Mele Island, and the trials of this game were just amazing. Going with Totem Gumshoes and having Trumbeak and Rowlet just knock it down, and then fighting Kahuna Hala and his Hariyama, well, not his Hariyama because he has Makuhita at the time. Makuhita, Crabrawler, I can't say that name. Trumbeak was an MVP for like the big beginning portion of my game. Trumbeak was just amazing. I didn't evolve Rowlet until I beat Kahuna Olivia, because that's when Ash had Rowlet against Kahuna Olivia, so I just wanted to do that. You know, I got Grubbin, I got Rockruff. It was amazing to get Caterpie again early on and evolve it into a beautiful Butterfree again. It was awesome. At my beginning team, I had Rowlet, yeah, Grubbin, Caterpie, Pikipek, and then I got Eevee, which was amazing. I got so nostalgic because of getting Eevee. It reminded me of Pokemon XD Gala Darkness and Coliseum, so I immediately evolved that into a Flareon as soon as I got that Firestone on, I believe, Ula Island, I think it was, or Akala. I think it's like Mali City, you get a stone. I could be wrong. I may be remembering wrong. It was so fun to get Eevee. I got Magikarp, evolved that into Gyarados like old times. It was so awesome. I had mix of Alola and a mix of Kanto on my team, and it was so awesome. And then later on, Rockruff joined my team, and then we get to Akala Island, and we meet the amazing Malo, best Alolan girl. My gosh, best Alolan girl. And we get to meet Kiawe. We meet Dexio and Xena, I think her name is Xenia? Something. I forget, but we get the Zygarde. We learn that they're from Kalos. Later on, we get the Zygarde cube thing it is. We collect the cells, and then the trials on Akala Island were probably my favorite, I guess, themed, I should say, the way they worked and the elements surrounding them. And by elements, I mean natural elements, going from water, fire, grass, rock. So I mean, going through Akala Island, it was really set up in a way that each trial you went to, you were able to beat it quite easily if you got the Pokemon of that element. So if you got water, you could beat Kiawe. If you beat Kiawe, you can beat Malo, and then if you beat Malo, you can beat, you know, Olivia. So I mean, that was a pretty cool dynamic. I picked up on that. Next, you know, we're still on Akala Island, and we're battling Kahuna Olivia, and the trials, my friends, were hard. These trials were hard. I have no idea why. And I've seen on Twitter, oh, take off the experience share and go through Alola. Yeah, that is a challenge, because I had the experience share on, and for some reason I thought it was a little stupid when they put it on the whole team, but there's a reason for it, because if you don't put experience share on the whole team, it is extremely hard to win in Pokemon Sun and Moon. And even in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's still hard. And these trials were just insane. I remember having my team go in, sending out Rowlet, sending out Trumbeak, sending out Charjabug, sending out Flareon, Gyarados, Butterfree, Rockruff, all of these Pokemon in the trials, and they fainted. They fainted. Granted, I didn't lose a single trial. I hardly lost. I really didn't lose any battles. I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but still, these trials were hard. My Pokemon were fainting. I had to use revives. I had to switch them in and out. The totems are tough. I've never had this big of a problem with Pokemon battles. Not even gym battles were like this. Aside from Watson in Pokemon Emerald. By the way, check that out. That battle was pretty disappointing in my opinion, just because I lost twice to him. Darn you, Watson. But these trials, yeah, very hard. Then we're getting to Ula Island, and we're doing more trials. And Team Skull keeps appearing, but they don't really do anything. And we get Guzma, and the callback to the Nugget Bridge in Cerulean City was amazing to see at Mali City. And the lake of water in the Mali Garden formed like Zygarde, forming that Z pattern. And Z moves with Zygarde. That connection is actually pretty cool. Zygarde should have its own Z move. I think it does, actually. I'm pretty sure it does. But Mali Garden had such a Johto vibe, and it was so awesome to see the connections between Alola and Johto. It was so awesome, and just the vibe, the music. The one thing that Alola did perfectly without any complaint whatsoever was the music. The music in this game was absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it, and I can't get enough of it. Like, I could spend the rest of my life in Mali City and never get tired of the theme music. Like, I could spend 24 hours playing Sun and Moon and doing different missions if they were available, doing different missions in Mali City, and I would never get tired of that music. It was just beautiful. It's amazing, and it really has that Ecruteak City vibe. Even the tower in Mali Garden looks like the burnt tower, tin tower. It's just amazing. I love it. And we get to Pony Island, and we're seeing the other kahunas, the other trial captains, and they're just awesome. Nano, and I forget the ground type kahuna. I forget her name, but here she is. But so cool, so amazing. Riding Mudsdale, exploring all the areas, it was just amazing. Evolving Rowlet and Rockruff into Dartrix and Lycanroc, evolving after painfully waiting so long. Charjabug finally into Vikavolt, but it was worth the wait because Vikavolt was an MVP. And we caught Stuffle and Bewear, and this team, the team I used in Pokemon Sun, was the biggest team I've used in any region whatsoever, because it was Butterfree, Flareon, Gyarados, Decidueye, later on, Lycanroc, Bewear later on, Turtonator, which was the first time I ever used a Dragon type on my team, Lycanroc being the first Rock type I've ever used on a team, Bewear being the first normal and fighting type I've ever used on a team. I mean, this was a big, diverse team. Decidueye being the first Ghost type I've ever used on a playthrough. It was awesome. Vikavolt filled the Bug and Electric type spot. Decidueye filled Grass and Ghost. I mean, this team, everyone being dual type, filled so many different roles. It was awesome to have these new types on my team and still fill my basic core team that I always make of Water, Grass, Fire, Flying, Electric. And the 6th spot is always up for grabs, and I guess that was filled by Bewear and Lycanroc. But it was awesome! And this was the first time I didn't play without a water type Pokemon. It was the first time I didn't get a water type, and I killed Wimpod before I got to Lush Jungle. That little Wimpod, and I didn't know where to get Wimpod until like I beat the game. I didn't know where I could get Wimpod again, and I didn't think to look it up. Where's Wimpod? Because it's in the same area. Because I would have used Golisopod in the playthrough. But it was just still a fun experience going through the game, meeting the Ether Foundation, and their story was amazing. The fact that they want to have everything beautiful, but they go overboard. Freaking Lusamine! This woman freezed the Pokemon! She freezed Pikachu! She freezed all these other Pokemon! I'm just like, this woman crazy! This woman crazy! There's another word I can use, but there may be children watching. I'm not going to use that word. It was awesome to battle the Ultra Beasts, battle Lusamine in her Ultra Beast form, her amped up team that looked like Totem Pokemon in Ultra Space. That battle, that was amazing. That was a great climax. And speaking of great climaxes, this is a lesser climax than Ultra Space, but Po Town. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that I can remember where an evil team has taken over a whole town, and I just don't mean take over a whole town by occupying it or whatever. I mean legit take it over. This town was like in shackles or ruins or whatever the phrase is. But this town was, there was a wall around it. It was raining. I mean, they literally owned this town. So props to Team Skull. That was awesome to see. And the other thing, Guzma always wants to be known as big and bad and everything. And Team Skull really has this gangster vibe going on. This gangster vibe. So I mean, that was pretty cool. I love Team Skull. Team Skull's so cool. So cool. And well, I guess this is kind of a coincidence. I'm wearing black talking about Team Skull. Well, alright, sign me up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Gladion. I'm not. And speaking of great characters, Gladion was amazing. He was an amazing rival, an amazing, deep character, and his pose every time you battle him. And when he loses, and when Team Skull loses, just what? it made me laugh every time. Like, Alola really was a feel-good adventure. I really enjoyed it. And the big build-up to the Pokemon League was phenomenal. And when you get there, you get to battle Kahili, which Kahili like showed up out of nowhere. Because I didn't know you could get the Flyinium Z and 10 Carat Hill before you left Mele Mele Island after you get Tauros. I didn't know that. So to me, she kind of popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, well, who the heck is this character? But a flying type Elite Four member was amazing. And then we get to battle Acerola, who was just so amazing as a character. Mimikyu's trial, so annoying. But we get the Elite Four of Acerola, Kahili, Olivia, and Hala. It was amazing to see these kahunas now be Elite Four members, and Kukui, he's not really the champion per se, but he's the person who formed it. He's not champion, but he formed it, so to be the champion, you have to beat Kukui, how do you say it? Kukui, I guess. Say that 5 times fast. But anyway, it was awesome to see the Pokemon League finally be established atop Mount Lanakila, and all these Hawaiian names were just amazing. Mele Mele, Ula Ula, Akala, Pony. It was amazing, and exploring these islands was just amazing. Like, this was a really amazing adventure, and it was meaningful because I understood what the journey meant, or the definition of a journey, and I went through it with a new experience of really enjoying the game and being able to understand the game, being able to go in with a more analytic and critical eye, being able to go in with an older eye now that I'm 20. And yes, I'm 20. But seriously, amazing game. And I love the champion defense battles. This is a new concept that is by far one of the best additions to any game Pokemon's ever made. The champion defense battles against Ryuki, against Gladion, against Hau. Those are the only ones I've done so far, but they are just amazing to do. I couldn't think of anything better to do after you keep beating the league. It's just amazing. The team really grew. The team was amazing. It was just phenomenal. It really hung in there. They were all MVPs. Bewear was my tank. Decidueye the MVP. Vikavolt, just the star player that made all the plays coming out, and it was awesome. I loved exploring these islands. I loved going through the region. Alola is just amazing, and I gotta say, Pokemon Sun is definitely in my top 10 favorite Pokemon games, just for its meaning and what it was. And I couldn't have asked for a better Pokemon game until they made Ultra Sun. I need to finish Ultra Sun and then tell you guys about that. So I will definitely be finishing Ultra Sun this month, and then hopefully doing a story time about it in January for you guys. So you can look forward to that. And that was my adventure in Alola. That was the adventure I had. It was so fun, so great, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it if you followed me on Instagram. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and today's Poke Talk segment is, what was your favorite moments in the Alola region, whether it be Pokemon Sun, Moon, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? What have been your favorite moments? What were your favorite aspects? Be sure to comment those down below. So, as always, thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, be sure to click on that subscribe button. Check out the other awesome Pokemon content on this channel, such as Tales of Johto I did, my Emerald Let's Play that I'm doing currently. Be sure to check those out. Yeah, that's really it. As always, I really hope, my gosh, I cannot talk today. As always, I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope it was fun for you to hear my story about my own personal adventures in Alola, and that's all I can say. So, until next time, Pokemon champions, catch a lot of Pokemon, train hard, and do your best, and that's it. Alola, everybody. I'll catch you guys later.